A number of our clients have come to Eagles Flight and said, boy, your content is so powerful. How do you make the content so powerful? So I thought I'd like to share with you the Eagles Flight communication magic, because this is something I try to do in every aspect of my life, and it's been very successful, and I thought you might appreciate it. So the issue here is, again, to have the right model, and you see in front of you a model that's got simple, stage 1, complex, stage 2, and simple, stage 3. Someone once said to me, avoid the simplicity that precedes complexity. Concentrate more on the simplicity that follows complexity. So if you think of complexity in the middle, avoid the simplicity that's before it, concentrate on the simplicity after it. And that has been a real mantra for us here at Eagles Flight, and something which I found very helpful in my life and as a career as a leader. So let me share with you the application of this particular model. The first is, we tend to look at something and say, okay, I get it, but it's pretty simple. And we stop there, feeling that whatever it is we have to say, or the ideas that we want to present, or the product that we want to concentrate on, or whatever it is, we've nailed it. And that is the simple approach. But really, that's just merely simplistic. The simplistic idea is not very good, because it's simplistic. There's no depth to it. It's, no problem. Then we will go to the second step, and that is we will get all the data and the information and the experience, and we will add value and make it more comprehensive. And what we mean by comprehensive is complex. So under the guise of being comprehensive, of being thorough, of being complete, of having all the necessary data and reports and research and everything to support it, we've actually become pretty complex. Now, I will tell you that there is a school of thought that feels as though one should stop at this point. Once had someone come to me and said, Phil, your leadership content seems to have very simple models. We would like something more complex. Okay, well, that was at a superficial look, and I appreciate that. That was an honest comment. It was helpful. But they hadn't gone to see what that actually led to, how we got to that simple. But if you pull back, if you simply have simple, that is simplistic. But if you have the data, the information, the experience, the charts, the graphs, and everything that would allow you to be complex if you wished, you then had depth. So the complex is important. The complex is what gives you relevance. It's what gives you context. It lets you make sure that what you are going to do is applicable. The complex is really critical. It means I've done my homework, I've thought it through, I know the right way to do it, I know why to do it, I know how to do it, I know the implications of doing it, I understand the consequences, I got it. Now it's complex, but I got it. You need to do that. But then we go to the third step. And the third step is simple again. Now in the third step, your information is practical. It's insightful. It's understandable. It is, in fact, simple. Now, if you look at that data by itself at stage 3, you go, well, that's actually quite a simple model, until you take the time to understand all that went into that model so that you can say, okay, there's actually much greater depth there than I saw, but now that I understand the depth, this simple model I can remember. This simple model I can use. This simple model is practical. It's insightful. I get it. Now, that simple model, the simplicity that follows complexity, is where the Eagles Flight magic is. The need to say, okay, don't be simplistic. Don't ignore all the things that you need in the middle here to make it relevant, but don't stop there. You have to go the extra step to now make it simple again. But buried in that simplicity is the depth that when you understand it, you can get it and say, wow, I get it. And in fact, if you look at most of the models that I've been sharing on these videos, you will see the model is actually quite simple. But when it's explained, you go, gosh, there's a lot more to that than meets the eye. But now that I understand all that goes into it, more to it than meets the eye, I understand, and I can actually remember it because it's actually quite simple. So you don't want to judge the apparent simplicity until you've looked at the depth and then come back and say, it's simple. And I think this tool, this model, is very helpful in many, many things which we do. We can always choose to share the complex. It takes more work and more effort as leaders to move to the other side of complexity and make sure that what we share and what we do and how we lead is practical, insightful, understandable, and simple. And in fact, let me share a quote with you from Blaise Pascal. Now, this was in 1657, a long time ago. He said, "I have made this letter longer because I didn't have the time to make it shorter." I made this letter longer because I didn't have time to make it shorter. And embedded in that one sentence is the essence of why it is so difficult to get to the other side of complexity. It takes a lot of work to take something that is complex and keep at it until, in the end, it is now simple and understandable and practical and useful. So if you choose to follow this model, remember Blaise and realize it will take time and effort to get to the other side, but well worth it.